Yup. I shouldn't be here. I feel better when I'm over here. Woke up.
What up? What's going on? Appreciate every single one of you guys being patient with us this morning on the tardiness. As I was telling Chill, Capone is sick. And yeah, so he has diarrhea and it's pretty bad diarrhea. So I had to take care of that before I came on this morning. But I'm here and appreciate all of you guys being patient with us and waiting. But we do have a good show. If I can get this to shut up. There we go. We do have a good show for you guys today, I think. There's some pretty good things to talk about. Chris Hemsworth kind of touched on the whole I might be leaving as Thor thing that people thought that he originally said. Bob Iger is very enthusiastic about the Fantastic Four and its future, and he's talking sequels. We'll talk about Mel Gibson and the Passion of the Christ Part 2 that is going to be split in two parts. I'm very interested in this film. We are also going to talk about Matt Smith, who has been cast in Daisy Ridley's. Not Daisy Ridley's. Is going to culminate into me merging with Daisy Ridley's, but been cast in Starfighter with Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy, and their film as the villain. There was something else on there, wasn't there? On that.
We got him with the brand new trailer, Jordan Peele's movie that he's not directing but producing. So if it's good, he gets to take credit, and if it's bad, that's someone else directed that, not me.
Yeah. There's some things that we have to discuss with you guys today, and we will do all of that and some more. Oh yeah, Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. That's another one. Got some information about that from HBO. So we'll talk about that as well.
But you know where we got to start with. We got to start with this light-hearted Silver Surfer content. You know this, dude?
Your planet is now marked for death. Your world will be consumed by the devourer. There's nothing you can do to stop him, for he is a universal force, as essential as the stars.
Word for word.
Hold your loved ones close. Speak the words you've been afraid to speak. Use this time to rejoice and celebrate. For your time is short.
It's
Your is beginning. I herald
no one
your
cares.
end.
There's all walking.
Galactus.
That doesn't look bad.
Are you the protector of this world? I got the skateboard. You gotta go. You will be hearing from Galactus.
Keep it moving, please. Keep it moving. You gotta go out.
Let's go.
That's funny.
Yeah. But like no one stopped in high fives him or nothing.
Yeah, no one.
Oh, I know that movie. You know, like this is a Marvel movie. Everyone should know by now. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, nobody seemed to care. I thought it was funny.
What do you do if you're in the mall and you see someone doing that? You react? Like, do you go, Silver Surfer, hey?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's pretty funny. That's funny. I always like when people do that kind of stuff. Like when I go to the movies, when we saw Spider-Man, people were dressed as Spider-Man. When we went and saw Superman, people were dressed as Superman. Yeah, people were doing that. Now, when we saw Fantastic Four, no one was dressed as the Fantastic Four. People had Fantastic Four shirts and things on, but I know people were dressed as Dune, like that. Remember that dude that I don't know, a Segway maybe he had, and he made the Dune worm. And you don't remember that?
No.
I'm gonna send you that. He made the Dune worm.
Good morning to Groovy Fee and Zenzen and Junior Dwayne Coleman, iconic Press the Film fan, David Phoenix. Hey everyone.
Appreciate all you guys being here. You guys remember that? Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. That guy that dressed up as this right here.
A Dune worm?
He didn't dress up as the actual worm. He I'm sending it to you now. I just sent it to you. He I don't know what that is he's using. Maybe a Segway or something like that. But he's Paul Atreides riding the worm.
Oh. Whoa.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That is. Oh, I know how he's doing it. Yeah. The head of the worm. That's the like he said, it's a Segway device. So he's holding onto it, steering it. Everything else is just like an extended. I don't know, probably weighs 5 pounds. The rest of it, but this is where the mechanism is.
Yeah, people are always doing cool stuff like that for big movies. It's fun. Fun. You know, the Spider-Man stuff is just ongoing, nonstop. Go. So many pictures, so many videos. Hard to keep up. What's our, where do you want to segue first after his segue?
Anywhere.
Let's do the trailer for Jordan Peele.
I looked at you.
Okay, I'm pulling it up. It's a football movie about concussions, and it's a horror movie. Morning NYC.
I'm very interested.
I kind of don't want to watch this movie.
I'm not gonna watch this movie. It didn't. Only thing that grabbed me in that trailer is the only. I agree with Profess in the chat saying Marlon Wayans is an underrated dramatic actor. He was impressive in that trailer. Even in him getting hit in the face with the ball, there's only like so many times I can watch that.
Yeah, on purpose. Is this the imagery you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the very end of that.
So that's a person on the cross, like he's trying to imitate the prophet.
And then even the poster to the film. Yeah, even like the poster is suggesting that. But they're talking about sacrifice and stuff, so I don't know, maybe some weird type of Hollywood messaging, witchcraft stuff in there. I don't know. I don't understand it, so I'll tend to stay away from stuff like that. I'm good. I agree with Dwayne.
New member, thank you very much. Yeah, Professor. Yeah, especially when your football training starts at a young age. I'm him. Is Marlon just in his head this whole time? Yeah. All movies are.
That is a thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was moving on to all movies are devil shit if we're being real. That being said, I'm not interested in this particular movie. I don't think so. We watched the trailer yesterday about those couples. Remember? What was it called? Those couples. Like one of them died, and then the other
regretting you or something.
Regretting you. That had nothing to do with the devil. I don't think.
I think he's saying because it's Holly weird, all of these films have some type of hidden agenda, hidden messaging, or something. Whether it's out in the open or not, and that could be a conspiracy theory thing or not. But it is Hollywood, and we do know that there are some crazy, weird things that go on in Hollywood, especially with the devil worshiping, the Illuminati. And this is all not, none of this is like set in stone, like proven stuff. But there's a lot of things that suggest that. Now, as far as like the witchcraft and stuff and voodoo stuff and the other stuff that they do behind closed doors in Hollywood, that stuff is real. Now, the organization, the Illuminati itself, I don't know, but there is weird shit.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. The idea that Hollywood is an all-encompassing evil path. No pushback from me. Ant-Man. Yeah, Hollywood tried to glorify demons, witchcraft, occult, hence Holly weird. I'm a Christian to attest to that. I don't believe it's all that way, but there's definitely some stuff out there. There's some stuff out there. Some. This is part of that some. But there's good stuff that I actually get behind. I don't think the Jordan Peele's last movie, Nope, where you're not supposed to look up because they had the alien spacecraft, I don't feel like they told you anything that was like gonna challenge your religious beliefs. But this, go ahead.
I haven't seen Nope. Is Nope scary? Well,
Nah,
you
I
no?
think it's
Okay.
more like mystery. What is that thing above us? And then it starts coming after you. So that's the scary part.
So do they ever show the aliens? Or it's just the mystery that's there and that's alluded to that it's aliens?
You know it's aliens.
I haven't seen it. Maybe I should check it out.
Please no Illuminati talk before my coffee.
Unless it's the Marvel's Illuminati.
Yeah, it's more of a thriller. You'll like Nope. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I recorded, for people that don't know, I keep telling you guys this, send me movies, but I just recorded 2 reactions. Miss Doubtfire, never seen it, watched it, hilarious. Bronx Tale, never seen it, but like a scene from it, so I wanted to react to it. Great movie.
Now you don't leave. What scene was it?
When he talks to her for the first time outside the school. I saw that and I saw it a while ago.
You said Lord of the Rings is something you got to see, because I didn't see it either.
I didn't say it's something I have to see, but I know people would want me to react to it, so I would do it. So Nope, I need to add Nope to the list. You know, I've never seen like Dumb and Dumber, Talladega Nights. These are all on the list of things friends have given me.
I think Talladega Nights comes before Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, Will Ferrell.
Ricky Bobby. We were talking about Passion of the Christ, so we can easily segue over to that topic. Passion of the Christ from Mel Gibson, bro.
Do you have a title?
Yeah, it's just like the resurrection of the Christ.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like so that's a
I
title.
can't stand him either,
And-
though.
Yeah, it's very ambitious. That's all I'll say. It took a long time to write. It's really ambitious, and it goes from like the fall of the angels to the death of the last apostle.
Do you have a start date?
I don't have a start date. I just have to begin pre-production and see what happens.
I got vibes.
And it's just going to roll in its own time. It's taking its own time. I thought it was late. I thought, oh, it's taking too long. It's taking too long, but it's probably just right. Yeah, it's when it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, if you believe that, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope you're right.
I think I'm right. My instincts are that I'm right.
Yeah.
And if I was going to trust anybody with that story, it would be you.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a massive thing. And theologically, it's something that you have to really look at and make correlations that ring true, because it's not all written.
Do you consult with someone like a biblical scholar?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And of course, there's your own thing that comes into it from.
Is he on
having
drugs?
read the
He's so jittery.
I don't know. He's a Trump supporter. I don't know. All the it's not written. I don't know, but I'm still take that energy to the set.
Book a few times. You read the book a few times, and it's amazing how your memory, how there's these recessive files somewhere in the background, how you can correlate this piece to that piece over there. And that's important because juxtaposition is everything with this story. And what it means in a bigger picture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's hard to explain, but it's quite involved.
Yeah, well, I can only imagine.
Yeah. And I don't know that you can do it in a foreign language because the concepts are too difficult now. So that you may have to resort to the vernacular so that that at least is clear.
Is that up for debate right now with you?
Yeah, it is. I'm thinking like, but like, look, have you seen these apps now where they have this AI stuff where the guy's talking German and then he switches to French and then
Mhm.
he's Spanish and then
Yeah.
Chinese? And
Yeah.
have you seen that?
Yeah.
And his mouth moves and it's the same
Mhm.
voice. I mean,
Right.
it's crazy what they do. So,
So you're going to use that kind of a tool, do you think?
you could.
Will you
I mean,
begin it in Aramaic or in Hebrew?
maybe. Yeah, Aramaic is really the kick, isn't it? But I think I've written it in English, but I wrote the last one in English too and translated it. And then the people had to learn to speak it because I think there's only about 400 people that actually speak Aramaic still.
Wow.
And apparently they understood it. So I was happy about that.
Wow.
So that was good. Yeah. 400,000 people, sorry.
I was about to
Oh,
say.
In the world.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Sorry. 400 people. Yeah.
I've like preserved those 400 people.
Yeah.
I have ever since he did the podcast a while ago with Joe Rogan, and he didn't go into the detail there of saying it's because he's called it an acid trip. Let me see if I can find that while I'm saying this. But ever since I saw that with him, I have been wanting to see the Passion Part 2, simply because I saw the Passion, the very first one, in theaters. And
2003.
yes, and I mean, growing up in church, growing up in an all black church, I was in church all the time. We were in church the crack of dawn on Sundays for Sunday school. We were there for main service. My parents were a part of the choir. I was a part of the choir. I was a part of the praise team. We had children's church. We had evening service, whether we were traveling to another church on Sundays or whatever it might have been, revivals throughout the week, so I was in church all of the time. And we went as a church to see The Passion. And The Passion is a film that, like he said, the stuff he's touching on, a lot of it's not written. Some of the stuff he's doing is, some of the stuff he's touching on, obviously it's in the Bible. He's going off of other scholars and things like that. But with The Passion itself, we all know that story. And to see it brought to life on screen was a different experience when you see it for the very first time. Even when you go back and rewatch The Passion, I don't feel like those feelings are any different. But I'm very interested in this one. Very, very interested in The Passion Part 2, because we're talking about fallen angels. We're talking about going into hell. We're talking about setting captives free. We're talking like we're going deep, and I would be interested to see that, especially when you're calling it an acid trip. I'm going to find that.
And I'm not interested in seeing it, but what's up, Torian? When we hit a certain age, there are some issues that pop that some people cannot control, others can't. Like I have nerve issues now. I can control myself. Some people can't. Okay, fine. Give him nerve issues. But if you're acting and you need to be on set, and like every take requires a second take because you had a nerve twitch or whatever it was he was going through, you at some point you just go, no, we're not going to do this whole production. Let's save our money. He might just be old. And the weird ass camera moves. Yeah, you're right. It was the camera moving too. Stamina MC, London calling. What does that mean, London calling?
He's saying, hello, I'm here. London's calling, checking in.
Like, so he represents the whole city of London, England. Like, that's a major city. They got like multiple football clubs, and he's representing London. What happens when somebody else what if someone from London was already in our chat, right? I don't know where everyone's from.
Does he call it that in this one? Either way, he calls it because it's like a 45-second clip, but I don't know if I want it. Yeah, I'm interested in this one. I want to see it. I want
Yeah.
to see it. And he's bringing back the original actor, obviously, that played. I watched an interview with him that he did like through a Zoom call or Skype or something, very low quality interview. But he, I don't know if he's done anything since playing Jesus in The Passion, but he's coming back to play. And he still looks the same, but obviously he was saying that they're going to be using some digital remastering of his face and keeping him to look like, because this is supposed to, obviously, this is taking place day after, so this is it's got to look the same and all that kind of stuff. So um he was saying he's pretty excited for it. He said when he read the script he was in tears. He said Mel Gibson has got this whole thing figured out, and I'm like, he said, and he also used the same words Mel did in saying it's very ambitious and it's very big in scope, and we'll see.
I thought Mel Gibson was playing the lead. I didn't know it was another actor.
Oh gosh, no. Mel playing? No, he didn't. Wait, are you talking about in the original Passion or in this one?
Yeah,
No,
I thought
that's
the
not
original.
him. No, that's not him. That's not him. Did you not see the original Passion?
No.
Yeah, no, that's
I
not
remember
him.
the commercials. Only a real Christian. If you were a real Christian, you got to see the movie. It was a lot of like emotional blackmail.
I don't remember the commercials. I was also in the 3rd grade, but I do remember going to see the film.
In this chat, I represent London, chill, because there's almost never anyone else from here in the chats I frequent. It's no more complicated than that. It's complicated, man. So sophisticated. It's like 10 layers deep. London calling. What parts of London? Because South London is different than the North, isn't it? Next.
Thor?
Where are we going to?
Go to Thor. Chris
Thor.
Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth, yes. A very popular actor. Talking about Extraction, talking about his Thor role. Let's start with the Thor stuff. Chris Hemsworth says in his recent statement about Thor wasn't a goodbye message and that he was starting a new chapter with the character. It definitely got misconstrued, and perceived in a different way. Playing Thor has been this is his message, one of the greatest honors of my life. For the last 15 years, I've held Mjolnir and then Stormbreaker as the God of Thunder. But what made it truly special was sharing it with all of you. Your passion, your cheers, and the love for this character have meant everything to me. Thank you for making my journey through the Marvel Cinematic Universe unforgettable. Next up, Doomsday. Not last up, next up.
Yeah, I also never thought he was saying goodbye because I thought Thor 5 was always on the table. He has also talked about Thor 5. He said at first the language was, if I return, it has to be different in tone than it was when we do Thor 5. We've talked about it's going to be different in tone and it's going to be this and it's going to be that. He said, that was in the same quote that I believe he said he leaned too heavy on the funny in Thor Love and Thunder, and he blamed himself for some of the box office and things like that, not wanting to put the blame on Taika, but that's whose fault it was. So Thor 5, I thought we all knew was always happening, even though not official from Marvel Studios.
Yeah, it's happening. Hemsworth has pushed the limits of his physical fitness time and time again to play Thor. In 2022, Australian actor released 6 episodes of National Geographic's Limitless with Chris Hemsworth. The endeavor was designed to challenge him physically and mentally in the name of longevity. And so Hemsworth went as far as climbing up a 100-foot rope that was dangling from a cable car. Blah, 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 blah. He had an increased Alzheimer's disease. And Limitless Live Better now returns on August 15th with 3 new episodes, the first of which, Brain Power, gives Hemsworth the unbelievable task of learning the drums in just 2 months so he can perform live with Ed Sheeran in front of 70,000. The second episode, Pain, has Hemsworth confront the roots of his chronic back pain by training with special forces in South Korea. And the 3-part capper, Risk, finds Hemsworth climbing up a 600-foot dam in the Swiss Alps which took the place of another exploit that had him surfing a 40-foot wave. Understandably, Disney and Marvel brass put the kibosh on his attempts to impersonate Patrick Swayze's Point Break character, Bodhi. Okay, so I think they signed contracts where they can't do anything too risky. Basketball players have the same thing. I was going to attempt to surf a 40-foot wave with train with big wave specialists, but we couldn't get it through the ranks. The risk assessment basically was too far gone, so I ended up climbing a 200-meter dam wall. They both have a fair amount of risk attached. Okay, can we get to the Thor part? Here it is. Speaking of Thor, he released a YouTube video titled "Thank You: The Legacy of Thor" a couple months after his late March casting announcement. Naturally, the 2-minute video caused an online frenzy, as fans quickly speculated that Hemsworth was preemptively saying goodbye ahead of his final go-around as Thor. Plot theories soon followed, and many wondered if Thor would have a fateful encounter with Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom, a la the one that his brother Loki had with Thanos in Avengers Infinity War. Hemsworth is now clarifying that the above reading was not at all what he and his social media team intended. I had a few people ask me about it, and someone on my team said, "Oh, we've given the wrong impression here. We didn't do any damage control. There was no damage control necessary, but a lot was read into a little," Hemsworth says. I was already off starting another chapter of this character, and this journey has been the biggest part of my career, so the video was a moment of gratitude, and it wasn't anything else. But it definitely got misconstrued and perceived in a different way. Okay, we're talking about damage control in his quote. Isn't this damage control? Isn't him trying to clarify that Thor will be fine and he'll still be around and you can invest? Isn't that him telling everybody it's okay, I'm not leaving. You can still like me, you can care about me, you can buy the next toy, and you can feel safe that the time you're spending in front of your screen with me will be rewarded with the Thor 5 movie. Like, I think the studio told him, yo, what we need is familiar. Let them know that you're not going anywhere, Chris.
Yeah. I'm sure whatever role he has that's been reported of him being some type of lead in Doomsday and what we're going to see with that, I'm sure that'll probably set him up for what we're going to be seeing in Thor 5 with him. Now, how much longer we have with Hemsworth as Thor, I don't know. Is it going to go past Thor 5, into a Thor 6, 7, 8? I don't know. But I don't think he's leaving anytime before the reboot, or maybe even far into the reboot. I don't think he's leaving, right as soon as the reboot starts or anything like that.
I think he's with Marvel for the next 10 years, or however, until they end,
Yeah. I think but he's also said, he's also, well, I don't know. He hasn't touched on that in a while, but he touched on, what was that, back in 2022, maybe, about the diseases that he has, or that his family has. That
it's Alzheimer's.
Was it Alzheimer's?
Yeah, he's gonna inherit it, and he was like, "Damn." Like, I mean, he's not saying he's not gonna live long, but if he doesn't have his memory, that sucks. What's the point of living into your 70s if you don't have your memory?
Yeah, I don't think he's leaving anytime soon as Thor, though. Not anytime soon. And I don't want them to go too serious on the tone. Like, I want him to kind of stay, like, I like humor Thor, but I also want that Ragnarok. That's what I want. Because Ragnarok's not like, you got your humor, you got your serious tone, but I would like a more serious tone in this one, less funny, but still funny. Because I like humorous Thor. I think Chris Hemsworth hits some of those jokes nail on the head.
100%. Let's keep reading about this Extraction stuff. His other franchise, Extraction. Hemsworth and his creative partner are still in the midst of figuring out what the next movie for the Black Ops mercenary, Tyler Rake. How many Extractions have you seen from him?
I've only watched the first one, which is very good. I didn't watch the second one. I know it's like on Netflix, but I didn't watch the second one.
I don't watch any of them. I don't care. He's not Thor in that. Tyler Rake is getting restless. We, the creative team, are putting together some different ideas and creative ventures of where we could take the whole place and the third film. But the intention is to certainly make another one. I don't know exactly when, but yeah, it'll be coming.
I don't think that's fair to Chris Hemsworth to say he's not Thor in that. That's limiting his acting to, oh, well, he's Thor. And if he ain't Thor, he's great in that movie. Extraction is a very good movie. A very good movie. I just haven't watched the second, but it's a very good movie. So I'm not saying, oh, because he's not Thor, I'm limiting you, Chris. No, I think you're a good actor.
Okay. I just don't want to watch Extraction.
Because he's not Thor.
No, because it's Extraction, because it's a random movie. Like, I want to see Chris Hemsworth play Thor because he's in Thor, because he's part of Marvel.
But aren't all movies random movies until they become something?
Yes, all movies are just random movies until they get their sequel and then they get their place and they're on T-shirts and stuff. You're right. I don't care
was
though.
Just a random movie in the 70s.
Star Wars was just a random movie in the 70s until it became a thing. But I'm at a place now where if I'm going to invest in a new movie franchise, I want it to be black led. I don't really have time or the now what is the word? Not effort. It's like my health bar is that it's full. It's full. I've seen enough white characters. I'm good. I need to broaden my horizon. I need to accept people whose skin tone is a little bit darker than Chris Hemsworth's as my entertainment. Because I full house. If you look at my lifetime of entertainment I've watched, it skews so heavily white. I would like to expand. I want a more diverse library on my brain. So instead of Chris Hemsworth as Extraction, I'll go watch whatever Michael B. Jordan's in next.
Yeah, I don't see that. Obviously, I don't have that same viewpoint. Of course, I'm Issa Rae. I always say that I support everything black, but that doesn't just in me wanting to support everything black doesn't minimize my support or like thereof of the of white folks films, of Hispanic films, of indigenous films, or anything like that. I mean, these are actors that I have been watching since I was a kid. Johnny Depp, some of these others, just because black films or I want to see black led films, I'm not then going to say, well, I'm now boycotting or cleansing my palette of white films. I think that's a little odd, but to each their own.
Well, you got to go extra hard to get me to watch another movie. I got to have a reason to watch a white led movie. That's not a boycott, really. It's just my interests are, if I'm going to spend 2 hours in front of my screen, we got to have a reason to do it.
Understood.
Chill, come on, man. Well, I am not coming on Junior Network. I'm going to come off. Got it? Good.
What is after Mr. Hemsworth? I think that was all he said.
We could jump over to Nielsen. Because if we're keeping things Marvel, Ironheart, a show came out called Ironheart. And did it chart? Let me find it. Original. Did it chart? Yes, it did. It was in 7th place. All 6 episodes were out during that week. It was in 7th place behind Squid Game and Love Island and The Bear, Waterfront, Genie George's Sandman. Ironheart had 536 million minutes of watch time on Disney Plus. The most watched thing on Disney Plus. Remember when they say that there's about 5 things on Netflix that scored better. But this is a good news story because this is why they released 3 episodes so that you would have so many more minutes to watch. If you guys divide 536 by 3, it's probably 130 millions of minutes of watched. I don't know. I think my math was wrong, but it's something like that. That's why they gave you 3 episodes so that they can appear here and appear successful, appear relevant to the people who go on the Nielsen website and the people who track what is a top 10 show. Congratulations to Disney Plus and Ironheart on achieving what you went out to do. You did it. 3 episodes. If you can do 3
now I'm confused though. You're cleansing your palate. This is a black-led show. Should you not be hoorahing despite your feeling of her turn in the show to a villainous path? It's a black-led show. There were black leads in the show. That's
Terrible
the palette you're
representation.
wanting.
Yeah, but the palette needs to have a person who's not a thief, a person who's not joining a gang, a person who doesn't make deals with the devil. Like that's also got to be factored in.
Mm.
It's just pretty garbage.
So when she appears again in the MCU, if she appears again in the MCU, and she is, the rumor suggests, on the Midnight Suns, you don't support that black character there because she's on the Midnight Suns.
Because she's leading the Midnight Suns?
No, a part of the Midnight Suns. That's what the rumor says. Grain of salt.
Yeah, well, again, that's not a lead. I've had my fill of best friends. I'm sure Extraction has a black best friend or a guy who works at somewhere who's integral to the plot and gives Chris Hemsworth, the key. Go get him. I'm sure there's a cop who's black in that movie. I don't. The supporting characters don't do it for me. Yeah. Keep asking questions though. Like, I want you to. I want it out. This is how I feel. I've seen so much white entertainment. I'm going to continue seeing white entertainment. When they do a new Star Wars Starfighter,
you're going to continue to see white entertainment. We're going to go watch white entertainment in Spider-Man. We're going to go watch white entertainment in Avengers.
Superman.
We're going to go watch white entertainment in Avatar, despite them being blue. Those are white folks. We're going to go watch white entertainment in the upcoming Netflix shows, the upcoming HBO shows, Harry Potter shows, white-led entertainment. I mean, when you go places, there are white folks. I am pro-black, make no mistake of it, but I am also not of the mindset that I only need to be around black folks, or I only need to do this with black. That's never been my mindset. And if this is a news flash for you, or a breaking point for you, or oh damn, I didn't know this about Darius, I like all people. I'm going to involve myself with all people. If my morals align with your morals, and my views and belief points align with yours, and we can get along and vibe well, I don't give a fuck if you're purple, blue, red, black, yellow. My best friend's an atheist. I'm a believer. That's not my business. So, I don't subscribe to only black. I just don't. I am pro-black. I support everything black, but I don't just subscribe to just black.
Who was that? Who said that? They only subscribe to black entertainment.
You said you're cleansing your palate. You've had your share and feel of white entertainment. So if you're not saying that, I would choose my words a little more carefully.
Well, you're interpreting my words to mean that. I think each time I said it, I was talking about how I've seen so much white entertainment. If I'm gonna have a new franchise like Extraction enter my entertainment sphere of my library, is what I was talking about. My bar is full. I was saying that I'm still gonna continue watching all the programming that I like, Star Wars and all the franchises that I really love. Right, like it's gonna take some more to get me to watch a white guy led thing. But I'm not shooting it down or saying black only, Asian only. I'm not doing that either. It's never been the case. It's gonna take a little more to get me hyped to see. Like I'll watch the new John Wick. That's a white guy. I'll watch Ballerina and I did because it was the franchise I was invested in. So I'm not shooting down everything that's not white led. I just want to be more picky, and I'm just not going to spend time on Extraction when I can scroll on Netflix and watch whatever the popular thing Kevin Hart is doing. Lift, what's it called? That movie, the heist movie that he had, and I checked that out. It was decent.
So, and I just want to make sure I understand. And I'm not trying to be combative. I'm literally trying to understand the name of this. And I don't know the plot of this movie. I'm suggesting because it's called Heist. Is he robbing a bank?
Which movie?
With Kevin Hart that you just said you checked out.
Oh, I was not talking about that one, but Heist, Kevin Hart.
Or whatever,
the one on
heist,
the plane,
whatever heist film you were just talking about.
The one on the plane when he was stealing. Yeah, I did watch it. I know. Yeah, he was stealing. It was bad representation.
I guess that's where I'm trying to draw the line there. Draw the line in the sand. Where are we going? If he's a thief in this film, and so is it again? Well, again, I'm not. You explained it to me. I guess I understand.
No, it was bad representation. Like, that's not something I'm celebrating. I'm not saying, yeah, what a great movie. I hope I get a sequel from that. These guys, there was like 7 friends, and they were all international. And at the end of the movie, we did it. We stole. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, the movie was Dookie. Mm-hmm.
But you watched it, knowing that he was going to be a thief.
I watched it, and I kept watching it. It's a marker of where the industry is. Like, there is not a Kevin Hart show or movie. There's not many of them where he's actually playing a positive portrayal of somebody. It's slim pickings, bro. But when Alex Cross happens, you get 4 episodes reviewed on one stream, and I did 4 episodes reviewed on another stream, because Alex Cross is a detective in Washington, D.C., and he has a loving family, and he does the right thing morally. He's got a good relationship with his friend. What was his friend's name? Damn, I forgot his friend's name. But they do a good job. That's solid representation, and I'm eager to see when's that trailer coming out, because they're due. That's supposed to come out in October, September. We're due for a trailer pretty soon right now. It's in August. That really lights me up. So I'll watch that show before I watch what was on Netflix. Let's see. What are these shows? Gina and Georgia, The Bear.
Good show. Gina
I'm sure
and
The Bear
Georgia
is great.
a good show. Is that black? One of the main characters is black.
Yeah, Iowa Debris is one of the main characters, and if she led it, I'd be there. Abbott Elementary, I've seen a few episodes of.
Abbott Elementary is a good show.
I didn't finish the first season, but I've seen episodes from it, like just to put it on. Waterfront, Sandman. I'm not interested in any of these things. Ironheart, damn, it was hard. It was rough. I saw it, didn't like it, and I don't like talking about it. I'd rather give attention to Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, or what's that? Not Wonder Man. They don't have anything else, do they? Because there's no Blade movie, there's no Black Panther. Yeah.
Yeah, well, as a media lover, I'm going to consume all kinds. What do we have? Who is next on today? Let me see. We can go to Matt Smith. Let's go Matt Smith. As you're doing that, I'm actually going to find that video that he was doing. Or Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. You're muted. He talked about this. It was on the Happy Sad. You're back now.
Confused. Okay. I was gonna say, like, Avatar 7 Havens is black led. I was gonna say Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
We don't know that. Don't believe that, chat, because we don't know that.
Her skin was pretty dark. She was Indian.
We don't know that.
I don't know. That hair looked pretty black to me.
We don't know that.
Like an African adjacent. She was from the Earth Kingdom, right? Isn't Earth Kingdom Africa?
No one in Avatar has ever been depicted, from my understanding, and the many times I've watched it, as our skin color. But if you want to run with the idea or hope that maybe that character is black, do that. But chat, that's not a fact, so don't believe that.
I was watching Korra, and I saw one of the cops who looked like he had a fro. Skin was a little dark. I don't think that there's another group he would fit into. I think it's a very, very diverse world. They've got everyone from everywhere.
Okay. No, I watched 3 seasons of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I didn't see anybody that reflected myself. But
You missed it. It was here. This guy on the right.
chill, get out of here. Go back to Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. Talking about that person in that is black.
The nappy-haired person to the
Come
right
on.
with darker skin. He's black. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms releases in summer of 2025 in HBO, set 100 years before Game of Thrones and 100 years after House of the Dragon. Huh? It's 100 years before Game of Thrones, 100 years after House of the Dragon. All right. So that means House of the Dragon was 200 years before Game of Thrones. Will encounter several members of the Targaryen dynasty. The main
Yes.
character is Targaryen.
He's not.
Well, what is he?
He is just he's Sir Duncan the Tall. He is not Targaryen. One of the Egg is Aegon. His squire is Egg, and he is a Targaryen. He is Aegon that gave up the crown, I believe. Correct me, lore people in there to Game of Thrones. But there are several Targaryens that we will see in this. Baelor is one of them. But he is not a Targaryen. He is Sir Duncan the Tall. He was mentioned in Game of Thrones when Joffrey is reading about some of the great knights of the Seven Kingdoms, and he looks at Jaime and says, "Why aren't you in here?" Or where he says, "Why is your section so small?" But he mentioned Sir Duncan, who I think had like 7 or 8 pages.
And they're going to make a series out of a guy with 7 and 8 pages worth?
Sir Duncan the Tall has a very, very deep lore in the Game of Thrones universe. After I watched Game of Thrones, I like a lot of things I watch. I get obsessed with it, so I dove deep into the lore of Game of Thrones, and it's not just like, oh, he had 7 pages and was mentioned in Game of Thrones, so now we're going to make a show about him. He has a very deep history within the Game of Thrones universe and comes across a lot of notable Targaryens. I believe he becomes the what's it called that Brienne is?
Tarth?
He believes he's a knight. No, that's her house. I believe he's a knight to Aegon. I don't believe this Aegon gives up the crown. I believe he's knight to Aegon, like the knight to Aegon. So no, it's not just a random guy.
We'll see what they do with it. I mean, I'm a fan of
Kingsguard. Thank you, Kingsguard.
Kingsguard. Thank you. I like this franchise. I like, if you're going to build the world, it is what it is. We can build the world, and you can pay these actors what you're not going to have to pay Jon Snow and everyone else from that era. But as much backstory as you're going to do here, what would really, really entice me is what are the heroes up to after Game of Thrones? So another prequel series, cool. I'm not saying I'm not invested in it. I love this stuff. You can make me care about it in the world. You can introduce me to new places, but I want to be introduced to these new places so that Jon Snow can, do what he's got to do. So that what's the other Stark girl who said what's west of Westeros? I want to see what's west. Let's follow that. That's a good series. That's a concept for a new show.
Are you talking about Daenerys's Narth, where she was talking about Narth going to Narth?
It wasn't Daenerys who said it. It wasn't
Arya. Daenerys. It was her. Oh, Arya said it.
Arya said, "What is west of Westeros? No one ever knows that what's west, and let's go there." She said that on the final episode too, and I'm like, "Yeah, let's set sail." She'll be maybe 5-6 years older now because that's how long ago the show ended, and then we'll get to see Arya Stark. But the actress Maisie Williams, she's probably going to be like, "No, I'll come back, but you got to pay me $3 million an episode, or you got to treat me like the Friends cast." I heard Friends were getting $10 million an episode. Nuts. Like that's how much viewership that the show had. So they've got a lot of story to tell. But going back to Seven Kingdoms isn't the story period I want them to be telling in. But I'll watch it. It's not my ideal. Like, do you feel the same way I feel? If you could choose a series, it would be after Game of Thrones ends and here's a new series with the Starks and when Daenerys can be there too.
Yeah, I would like them to continue that. where's Drogon? What do you do with her body?
Yeah,
Is
she
Daenerys
dies.
alive? Not
She
not
dies.
necessarily. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Drogon is a dragon, and again, I've watched a lot of lore on this stuff, and some of these things are just people's theories. But Drogon is a dragon, and lizards can change their sex. He is male; he can change his sex to female. Give other dragons. He could have been taking Daenerys to that one deal. I forget what it's called in Game of Thrones to revive her or something. We don't know exactly what happened. So Daenerys is not technically dead. I mean, she's dead now, but we don't know if she's going to be dead in the future of Game of Thrones. And yeah, I would like to see it. Because I really hate when the books stopped and they took their own route with the Game of Thrones. I absolutely hate killing the dragons. I understand dragons die, but all three of them should have been there through the whole thing. When Euron took out Rhaegal, frustrating.
Oh,
Frustrating.
with that harpoon, the arrow, and the
Yes.
water. Oof.
I'm like, oh my gosh. Why? So I think she should have all three. I think she should have had all three. But we'll see what happens. I mean, they're doing a lot more. They've talked about the Aegon the Conqueror series that they have already written, and says they can't wait to film that opening scene. They've talked about, and I've seen people talking about, oh, well, the Aegon series is going to be boring. I mean, he conquers everything until he gets to Dorne. Not necessarily. Those other houses gave fights, but I mean, of course, he has his sister wives and he with their two dragons, and he's got uh, um, why am I blanking on the biggest dragon's name? But he's got his dragon. It'll come to me. Somebody will probably beat me to it in the chat. But those were some good fights before. I mean, obviously, when he gets to Dorne, that's the real fight, because Dorne was never conquered. He never conquered Dorne, but I still think that would be a very good series. There's some other series that they're working on in between then that I think would be very good series. But I also do agree, starting up again with where's Jon, where's some of these people. But then it's also, do these characters, or not characters, the actors care? I thought Kit Harington recently said, now again, you put enough zeros on the back of a check, anybody's mind can change. But he did recently say something about he's not interested in going back to that world or something like that.
Okay. Not everyone knows about the Dorne thing that that he conquers all the way to Dorne. So some people will still enjoy it, believing every fight is realistic.
I mean, but dragons. You're
Yeah.
getting dragons, and not just dragons. You're getting three of the biggest dragons.
No, Kit was going to come back. They couldn't work it out. The story, I mean, he was going to come back, but he had story. He had a creative control. He was Bret Hart. It's got to go the way I want it to go. That when these actors have options, I think that WB. Here's my theory. WB said, "Yo, Disney, hey Paramount, don't offer Kit Harington a job. We want him to not have success, so that 5-10 years later he comes back to us and he continues with his character." Okay. I think that was a phone call, and I think Disney does the same thing and tells Universal, "Hey, Netflix, please don't use that actor because we're trying to make him have no options." So, and I think Disney did the same with Daisy Ridley. We better not have her in anything, and don't give her any major roles because we need her to play her character in Star Wars, and we don't want to have to pay her $50 million. I think that's what they do. You don't think that they work around and then do that? Because Kit Harington should have been in many things. He hasn't been in much.
He hasn't. Maybe they do. I don't know, but he hasn't been in much. For those that don't know, this is the little. Couldn't remember the name. The little background on it. It's very quick. It says Aegon Targaryen was the first king of the Targaryen dynasty. He was the warlord who, with his two sister wives, Visenya and Rhaenys, 3 great dragons, and a small army, invaded the unified 6 of the 7 kingdoms in Westeros. And Aegon's conquest, only Dorne managed to successfully resist the Targaryens using Goreria. I don't think I'm saying that word correctly. Tactics started under the command of Maria Martell, and she lived a long time. I think she was like blind or something like that. Like she ruled Dorne for a while. and never gave it up to. I think it's her son. Once she died, I think her son brokered a peace deal with the Targaryens and letting them enter into Dorne and things like that because he was just sick of the war. Then he goes on to say that continued for a couple of centuries until Dorne voluntarily, joined the Seven Kingdoms when Marion Martell agreed to marry. That's right, he married into the Targaryens. Marry a Targaryen princess, Daenerys Targaryen and Marion Targaryen. It's all a lot of same names. Blah 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 blah. Married. It's going into the marriage. So yeah, it's. I think Aegon's conquest is really cool. Balerion the Dread. That is his. That's his dragon, that huge dragon Balerion. And then his sister had her, Visenya had hers, Rhaenys had hers, but Visenya wasn't, she knows, like, she's like dark magic, witches shit, like she knows magic and all that kind of stuff. It's really cool. Like it's like there's more than just get on the back of the dragon, let's go conquer this city. That's not the show. Like there's much more back stuff going on. Like you get Maegor out of this. Like Maegor, I believe, is Aegon's son, and Maegor is terrifyingly crazy. So yeah, the Targaryens, I love anything that involves the main characters, the Targaryens. But I think the Starks are main characters as well. I could have something that's involving the Starks and I could be just as happy.
I don't know. I think Starks are the main characters. I care more about them because of the way it began with Ned Stark, and like 5 of his family members were all important. I'm more of a Stark. That's the protagonist of Game of Thrones believer.
I'm more of the Targaryen. I mean, it's about them. We went back to their the show that predated Game of Thrones is about them. The show that's going to predate the show that predates the Game of Thrones is going to also be about them. Whenever we speak power in the Seven Kingdoms until the Mad King, we're talking Targaryens. The Targaryens they're it.
Okay, I got no pushback there. I just have my opinion and you have yours.
Yeah, you can have the opinion that you're Stark
family
guy,
bro.
but I think that they're definitely the family. But I think that it's a lot of them though too. The Lannisters, I consider the Lannisters to be fucking main characters as well.
Okay, who was the lead actor? I know it was an ensemble cast, but the face of the show was Jon Snow when we got to the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the story is really more. It's tough, bro. That's tough. They do such a good job of balancing between you're at the wall one minute, and the next minute you're with Daenerys and
Tyrion.
Well, yeah. So I don't know.
They
I guess you could say
balance.
really Jon though.
Yep.
I guess you could say it really is Jon.
But he wasn't even a Stark, actually. I think that's to your point, because he was his real parents were Targaryens.
That's right.
Oh,
there you go. Well,
it was about the Targaryens.
Well, I mean, the point that I made was the show that's predating Game of Thrones is about the Targaryens, and we're about to have another show that predates that show that's about the Targaryens. I mean, they conquered. If they would have never conquered, none of that shit would have ever happened for there to even be a Game of Thrones.
He's also a Stark. Yeah, Lyanna Stark was his mother. So he's both. Yeah, well, yeah, we can do that. 50-50. But you know, your dad takes over. Your dad's last name is your last name. So,
well, I don't know. He does not have that that Targaryen hair. He's got Stark hair. So we never would even know he is a Targaryen.
What a time, because some people just have different color hair than their parents. But in Game of Thrones, you're a strong son. You're not really, you don't belong to whatever, my boy, to who the black guys with blonde hair? Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Who are they? What's his name again?
Daemon?
No, Daemon is a Targaryen. Damn, what? They're fucking related to
the sea snake guy?
Yeah, but what's their last name? I don't remember.
Disney
don't
Snake
remember.
House of the Dragon. Valerian.
Yes, House Valerian. That's right.
Yo, this dude look like Blue. The guy we stream with, Blue. Colrus Valerian looks like Blue. Is it him?
Yeah,
Loki,
that's him, Colus Valerian.
Loki, I think we stream with Colrus Valerian sometimes, bro. Oh my god. The uncanny save image, create overlay. It'll be worth it. Just stick with me.
You should watch it, Understanding. I don't know if maybe you tried and just didn't get into it, but it is. I love it. Like I never thought I was going to be into it because when it was on like weekly, I was never watching it. I was privileged enough to watch it after its airing, so I could just binge through it all. And thank God I could because I loved it.
Dog, this is Blue.
I don't think it's dumb. He couldn't tell Robert that. Robert was obsessed with killing the Targaryens because of, everything that happened during the war that put him on the throne. During Robert Siege, I think is what it's called, that put him on the throne. So like he was obsessed with killing Daenerys and killing her brother whenever they were clear across where is it that the Dothraki live, clear across the sea, and he still still sending people over to poison her and kill her. And yeah,
Essos? I don't know.
I think that's where they were. Essos.
Essos is like the major continent, but I don't know which part.
I think that's where they were. And he was still obsessed with killing her. So I don't know. I feel like he couldn't have told Robert that. There were even moments where Robert should have sided with Ned where he didn't side with Ned, like where he made Ned kill the one of the girls' wolves when Joffrey was being the little shit that he was being.
Yeah,
he should have sided with Ned. Then he didn't side with Ned. There were other times back in Westeros where he should have sided with Ned and he didn't side with Ned. So I don't know.
It was Sansa's wolf, right?
Yeah.
Lady, you're going to kill Lady.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I think one of them was called Snow, right? What was Rob's wolf? Rob's wolf died in the Red Wedding. That was brutal.
Awful.
Ugh.
Awful. Jeez. The Red Wedding is terrible.
Does Arya still have Nymeria? No. Nymeria saw her and she was sniffed her and there's like, you're not even the same person, and then walked away. Well,
it wasn't so much that. Nymeria had become the leader of that pack. So she had a whole new family, wolves that were depending on her and everything like that. So they made that eye contact and she was like, Nymeria, come with me. But then like the camera view at least gives the sense that Nymeria is thinking about the other wolves because they start panning on the other wolves, then back to Nymeria. And then she's like, she just turns around. So, but Darius, as close as they made it seem, Robert and Eddard seemed to be, wouldn't be able to tell your boy, like, bro. I mean, I maybe, but you see what I'm saying, maybe, but Ned or Robert was just so like wanted to do everything but actually be king. If his thing was, let's extinguish the Targaryens and drink and hunt and sleep with women. Like that was his thing. It wasn't like I actually want to do good. I want to be a king. I want to da 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 da. And his dumbass should have known that those kids weren't his either. Joffrey looks nothing like his big ass. Now, granted, Robert wasn't always fat. Now that's a show I would love. The Siege of Robert's Siege. If you actually like, you go back and you look, there's YouTube videos of people like reading these, and it's fascinating because they use like the voices and all that. It makes it interesting. Robert's Siege is that shit's brutal.
That would be a good movie. Robert's Rebellion. You could probably
Robert's Rebellion. That's it.
Fake fan. So if you do Robert's Rebellion for a movie, you could actually cast the flashback actors that they had, the one that Brennan Stark was like interacting with. You can use those actors. Solid movie. Give it a budget. You'll make it back. How big is Game of Thrones outside of the United States and Canada? Isn't it big everywhere? I'm sure England will love the franchise, so you don't have to worry about will this transfer internationally. You'll be fine.
I think it'd be fun.
I'd like to see that movie, HBO or WB. Get on it.
Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, Robert's Rebellion. Yeah, I would definitely like to. There's several different stories I would like to see, but when you got George R. R. Martin talking about how great the Aegon show is going to be instead of finishing the damn books, it's like, and I'm not even reading the books. I just want it finished so we can get to if they do the show more.
7 spin-offs in development is crazy. And if they're every single one of them are prequels, that's dangerous.
This is what everything is right now. I sent you a little let's see. The budget for Knights of Seven Kingdoms is $100 million per episode. The battle sequence that directors achieve match those across Game of Thrones and are a fraction of the price. They have a little video that I sent there that they showed at, I don't remember what that was, where that was. They showed that at. It's very quick. HBO has not given a trailer for this. I'm not sure why. I know it got pushed back, but it's done. I'm trying to find all the shows that are in production for it. It is, here it is. Knights of the Seven Kingdoms 2026, House of the Dragon Season 3 2026, Game of Thrones film to be determined, Aegon's Conquest to be determined, 10,000 Ships series to be determined, 4 animated series to be determined, Iron Throne stage play to be determined. Yeah, they said they were doing 4 animated shows.
Okay, I don't think the stage play counts then, and the animated, I don't want to dismiss animation because I'm a Star Wars guy, but I think we can dismiss animation when it comes to Game of Thrones, can't we?
And
how relevant is it?
I'm sure. Well, all of it's relevant because it's all on the timeline. It's not like side quests, side stories made up. Yeah, so I'd say it's all relevant. House of Dragon Season 3 better come with it. Season 2, oh my.
Yeah. Well, it better be the most expensive, like dragon fire breathing animations that I see. Like something to save money on what would it look like if it was live action.
I wonder what the animation style is going to be, though. That's also a thing for me. If I don't like the animation, I won't watch it.
We were talking about Disney movies, and the princesses used to be 2D. Now they're 3D. I think 3D is in. There's no question it'll be 2D.
Yeah. You don't think at all? They're talking about even with. Well, that's just Disney talking about bringing 2D back. So probably 3D. Probably 3D.
Let's hear what the actor Matt Smith has to say.
This is not about that, though. This is, if you're going to that, then we're segueing into Star Wars.
So are we done with anything you want to talk Game of Thrones related?
No, I think that would be it.
Talk to me.
You were going to be in The Rise of Skywalker. Matt, did you ever shoot any Star Wars scenes?
No, I didn't. There was, we were close to me being in it, but then it just never quite happened. I think the thing they were thinking of me for, eventually the part became, it became obsolete and they didn't need it. And so I never got to be in Star Wars. There we are.
Wait, what? Here's conjecture. Was this Palpatine's son? Was that who you were playing?
I could not possibly say. But it was a pretty groovy thing. It was a really groovy part and concept. It was pretty big. It was a big thing. It was like a big story detail, like a transformative Star Wars story detail. But it never quite got over the line.
No, I can't deal with this. I'm gonna have nightmares about this now.
Yeah, I mean, it was like it was a big shift in the history of the franchise.
What?
I need you to stop talking. You're getting me angrier every successive word.
Yeah, I know. It's there we are.
Did you ever get into like costume? Was there a costume test? Like how far along did you get?
There was no costume. There were a couple of meetings to talk about it. And
Yeah, well, okay. The good
Yeah.
part is you still have your Star Wars eligibility card, so and it's a long
He
career.
does.
well, maybe I can come back. You never know.
He did.
I mean, if you know, God, to come back as that, like,
This is the worst.
Yeah.
This is the worst possible time for the phone to cut out. Just so you know, the worst possible time.
oh God, I hope. Sorry, it's because I'm in Spain and the internet's really shoddy in our hotel in the middle of Caracas. Sorry, my friend.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was the worst time.
Yeah, so I saw people saying like, Matt. Anyway, Matt has been offered roles in Star Wars before, so they circled back around to Matt to see if he would be interested in another role. What that role would have been in Rise of Skywalker, I don't know. There are theories that I subscribe to that I think it might have been that whole, like I was talking about yesterday, the whole younger clone Palpatine. Instead of going with Ian McDermott, they might have gone the younger route and even botched the story more. But I would have liked to have seen a younger Palpatine in 2019 Rise of Skywalker when Palpatine's voice comes over in that final trailer they gave. I was instantly like, oh my God, now I really have to go see it. So if they would have done a young Palpatine, I probably would have been interested in it. In today's hands, I don't know, but he was already offered a role and he's still playing the villain, and he's been offered a role that he's taken now in Star Wars, and he will be the villain in Starfighter. That is Sean Levy's film that is going to be starring Ryan Reynolds.
Well, he said he can still come back. His character can still return. And if he's playing Palpatine's son or the clone of Palpatine, and that's the villain in Starfighter, isn't that like, you see the connections I'm making? Maybe he is playing that character.
And I hate that.
A clone of Palpatine?
Yeah, because at this point you've exhausted and with Palpatine, like you've already ruined that story with Rise of Skywalker, with the route you took with that story. So somehow the line in Rise of Skywalker was somehow Palpatine. That just ruins it right there. Somehow Palpatine survived.
Somehow.
So what? So in Starfighter, is that the somehow he survived again, and he's just here younger again. I know, like, you're exhausting Palpatine. You clearly don't know what you're doing with Palpatine. Leave him the fuck alone.
See, you don't get it. The clones are all Matt Smith. They're all clones. And one of them breaks out and it goes, this must mean Sheev is dead. And then he kills like the other 200 tubes of clones and he goes, I'm the only one around. And we go, oh, he's bad. You know, it worked for Avatar too, like The Way of Water, where they just cloned the villain from the first movie. And we went, okay, you're the bad guy now.
Yeah, again, I just don't think that works here. Palpatine has literally been the villain since episode 1. Now we're doing spin-offs and he's still the villain. So how big is this galaxy then? Is it this big, that big? Like, how big is it? Because if it's just Palpatine showing up every single time to be your villain, and every time you have other little villains, it's like, oh, we used to work for Palpatine, but we secretly still do. It's like, okay, no. Because again, like I said, there's lots of other people in this galaxy that you could be using. I don't want to rant today. That you could be using. I don't want to circle back to Palpatine. I don't. I love Palpatine, but I don't love what they're doing with Palpatine.
It feels like the universe is small. The galaxy is small. I know. And that's why they went to a second galaxy in Peridia. And if I see Palpatine there, it'll be a problem.
Nothing but dirt in Peridia. You go to another planet and it's dirt.
Why did you say that? You don't know that. There could be advanced
on Peridia.
Yeah, on the galaxy of Peridia, there's everything.
All right. Now, I understand my fandom in Star Wars is a bit bigger than yours. Star Wars put out a synopsis of Peridia. It's not advanced.
Said nothing's there.
It's not advanced. What you saw on Peridia is what you saw on Peridia, other than what we're going to get when he goes to wherever the father's pointing.
So they haven't discovered electricity in Peridia?
Did you see any signs of electricity when you were galloping in the desert with that dog on the back of that dog, a Sabine, or when those little Ravagers came out, or the little turtle people that weren't advanced enough? Did that? No, it's barren. It's desert. It's Tatooine, but in a different universe.
Who wrote that book that Peridia is not advanced?
It's not. They didn't say it's not advanced. They gave a synopsis of the planet. You would have to go to StarWars.com.
Is Peridia the name of the planet? I'm speaking of the galaxy. What's the name of the galaxy?
Oh, clearly it's the unknown regions. We don't know. It's there's the Chiss are in the unknown regions. They're way more advanced. I mean, there's the Palpatine knew of the unknown regions. That's why he stayed away from it, because you've got the Gris, you've got the Chiss, you've got the Yuzhan Vong. I mean, there's, and the Yuzhan Vong aren't more advanced because they don't believe in technology and things like that, but you've got other fractions out there that are way more advanced than the stuff we've seen in the known galaxy.
Are the Chiss the same place that Thrawn is from?
Yes, and
But
they are
that's
force
part
sensitive.
of the same. Okay, are the unknown regions part of the main Star Wars galaxy? They're not in the galaxy. Okay, I thought otherwise. So unknown regions means you're not in the same galaxy anymore. I thought the first time we ever visited another galaxy was in Ahsoka season 1. This new galaxy is called Peridia, and we were just on one of the planets on this new galaxy.
The unknown regions.
Exegol wasn't in the unknown regions.
Where is Exegol?
Zeb isn't from the unknown regions.
No.
Zeb Aurelia? No.
No. The unknown regions, you would be correct on going to a different galaxy, because you did that by way of the Purgle, and that's the only way to do that. So, yes, in that galaxy, yes, I'm in the unknown regions. That's where you get the Gris and all the Yuzhan Vong and all that stuff. Where Peridia is in this galaxy, I don't know about the galaxy. I'm sure, I would assume the galaxy is advanced, but Peridia itself is the Tatooine of that galaxy. So we traveled to another galaxy to literally go to Tatooine.
Gotcha. Let's do another one. So Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Ironheart.
We're going to be in the Rise of.
Sorry. What else is there to chat on? Cold Storage with Liam Neeson. What's that?
Start.
It's a comedy action movie, I think.
Okay, let's give it a trailer reaction.
That's unclear.
Oh my God. What is it?
I don't know. But it's big.
This place was military storage back in the day.
You want to go down and see it?
No.
That don't feel so good.
Jesus Christ!
We have a real problem here. There's like a virus or a fungus.
No shit. That's not natural. That fucking deer just took the fucking elevator. Keep Travis calm.
Heard my name. Is he talking about me?
Could you please ask him to shut the fuck up?
What's he saying? We're gonna be fine.
That's another one that's, I'm like, probably not.
A deer taking an elevator. It's pretty out there. You saw the heads exploding, but probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. In other news, Dave Franco said he's open to playing Luigi Mangione in a biopic. He has
Luigi's
been fan
not-
casted.
We've got like a couple. Like there was another CEO that was shot up, the one who owned BlackRock, or the housing. What do you call them? The monopoly people, like one of those CEOs, killed her. But they don't act like he killed her. They act like he shot someone who works at the NFL. Like that's like the official story, because they don't want more people shooting CEOs. I don't think Luigi's gonna be alone. I feel like Luigi's He's the first of like one of
Oh,
those.
he's definitely the first. He is
No?
most definitely the first.
I saw funny TikToks, people saying, "Yo, instead of being a school shooter and taking it out on our kids and everything, why don't you guys like do that? We might actually like you." Like people are encouraging mentally ill people who grab machine guns and stuff, encouraging them to go after CEO instead of going after kids. And I'm like, I don't think I can co-sign this.
Yeah,
But like
no.
that's the world we live in.
Yeah, no, I can't co-sign it either, but
Oh.
that is the world we live in. It's like when you get on TikTok, and now this one, when you get on TikTok and you see people saying, I don't know, whoever's going to do it, somebody do it, blah blah blah. But when you have decisions and things that are affecting people's personal lives, yeah, Luigi's not going to be the only one. He's not going to be the only one. They made the decision the other day to which I don't completely disagree with, but I also think mind your business, making people's what is it, affecting food stamps with people's households where you can only buy healthy food and things like that. So the number one drink bought, or the number one thing bought, is a sugary drink and things like that. Well, as someone who used to work for DHS, and speaking with some of these smaller towns and smaller cities in Oklahoma, like Lone Grove or Pink or Blackwell, or some of those ones that are way the fuck out there that don't have anything by them, but like a convenience store or something, not a Walmart or the local C-Mart or whatever the fuck that is. They're going to places like that. They don't have these healthier foods that you're wanting people to buy. And then if they do, are you lowering the cost of healthier foods for it to be affordable? Because we're talking people that typically get food stamps, or people with, some people do cheat the system, but the people that are supposed to be getting food stamps that I are that have called in are people with 4 kids, 5 kids, 6 kids, single parent households that don't have time to come home and cook this 5-star Michelin chef meal that you're wanting them to cook healthy wise or whatever. And you could say, well, Darius, you don't have to. The kids cook it themselves, healthier food, the veggie straws, and you can get those shit. You can get all that stuff. But at the same time, I think also mind your business. I don't think you should be telling me what the fuck I need to be buying for my kids and my household, regardless if it's government money or not. Once you've given that money to me, it's my money. Fuck you. So I don't agree with the whole.
I don't think I follow. So if you buy a soft drink with the food stamps instead of buying like a juice box which has juice in it, that's the debate. Like, can a food stamp be able to buy Sprite?
They're not just Sprite. They're naming a list of other things too. Like they're talking about junk food, like can't get your kids honey buns, can't get the packs of chips and things like that. A lot of people do shit like that because, again, a lot of these parents are single parent households with multiple children. And even if you aren't a single parent household with multiple children, that's fucking convenient. If I can have a little thing of chips and grab that on the way out, and if I've got a kid or 2 or something like that, I'm making lunch or something like that, or I work a 9 to 5, my kids get home before I cook dinner. Like, bro, fuck you. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're coming from it with a rich mentality that everybody has the same money and means to accessing food or dinners the way that you do. We're talking about the same administration whose leader, their president, just said, or not just said, but said a couple months ago, that found like as if it was like, I don't know, a map to the lost city of Atlantis about what grocery shopping is. Can you believe it? People are actually this thing called grocery shopping. He said this thing called grocery shopping. So we're taking advice from people that are saying this thing called grocery shopping that have no idea what it's like living day-to-day lives as a real person, boots on the ground, 9 to 5. So when you, a rich person that has no idea, is that so out of touch with reality, trying to tell me how to run my fucking household, fuck you. Fuck you. You cannot tell me how to run my household, especially when you are so out of touch with what it is to be an everyday real life person. Again, he said this thing called grocery shopping. Get out of here.
I think everyone goes grocery shopping and gets grains, they get vegetables, and then there's the ice cream aisle. Like, snacks are a part of the grocery shopping experience. Over policing that is kind of inhumane. I think
It is
not inhumane. Yeah, maybe I do mean
It
inhumane.
is.
It's like,
Yeah, it's inhumane because you're taking food out of people's mouths because not everybody has the same means that you do. So again, people with children, you're not thinking about these people. The people that are single parent households, you're not thinking about these people. People that have to work multiple jobs that aren't getting home enough and with enough time or enough energy to want to cook these big meals that you're not thinking about. But you're thinking about, because I have all this energy and I've got a maid and I've got this and I've got access and I'm a trust fund baby. It works for me. It's crazy.
Luigi definitely started something. That's messed up. Yeah, that Darius, you're looking forward to Ed Gein miniseries movie next year?
Do I know that one?
Ed Gein? Nah.
I have to see. Let me
Facts.
look
The
it up.
healthier stuff costs way more. Eating, but isn't it a food stamp? What does a food stamp say? It says buy one item, right? Or does it mean an item that is only $7? Wow, what does it say on food stamps?
What do you mean? Was it say on food stamps? There's no. We can't buy. Well, certain states can buy hot food. Certain states can't buy hot food. I know Oklahoma is one that you cannot buy hot food. Like you can only buy, refrigerated.
So if I reach into my pocket and 3 food stamps are out, what can I do with 3 food stamps? What is the value of it?
So it doesn't really work like that. They're not literal stamps. It's a card, and it's a card that gets loaded with money. So some people I've seen get $1,300 on their card. Some people get
it's
$1,600.
only eligible at the grocery store.
Correct.
So can I buy things that are not food, but they sell like Windex at a grocery store? I can still
No.
buy that.
Not with your
gotta be
food stamp card. It's got to be food.
So they already restrict what you can buy with it, but they don't restrict Doritos. They don't restrict
you going to a 7-Eleven or a convenience store and getting a Slurpee or a Monster or a big drink or candy, or going to the snack aisle and doing stuff like that. They don't restrict you from doing that. But again, some people with kids and things like that, it's just convenient. My family's middle class. I'm not about to sit here and sound like we were comfortable, I guess. My mom owned a child care facility, home daycare. She converted our garage, 3-car garage, turned it into a daycare. She did that for years. So we were comfortable, but we had stamps, and I can't tell you how many times that was just so convenient because my mom, running a daycare. Yeah, the kids, she closes at 6:30, but she's not out of there at 6:30. Sometimes mom wasn't coming into the actual house until like 11 at night. So we weren't, and that's with 4 kids. So sometimes we didn't have dinners cooked.
And so
sometimes
that's
it
why
was
the
fend
fast
for
food
yourselves.
restaurant. And so the fast food restaurants right there, food stamp, boom. Makes sense to me.
Crazy.
Fresh foods don't last. You buying groceries all the time. That's right.
It doesn't.
Basically, elitists are making the rules. That WIC card.
WIC. WIC is another government-assisted program, which is basically what they're trying to reduce food stamps to, being WIC-approved stuff. WIC is like more for like children with or parents with newborns. You can get formula with WIC. You can get like milk is WIC approved. I know my mom, when she would do the daycare grocery shopping, she was WIC approved through DHS because she was DHS whatever with the daycare. So she had a WIC card that she can get daycare food with the WIC card. It's all crazy. But I think, again, when the government starts trying to tell you how to run your household, like, you're giving me the money. Thank you for that. And I'm appreciative of that. But once you've handed me that money, what I do with that money is my business. That's why when people are homeless on the side of the street, I don't hand them money. Like, you hungry? Okay, let's walk over here to this McDonald's, this Taco Bell or whatever. I'll buy you something to eat. You need a blanket? Okay, let's walk over here to this Goodwill. I'll get you a blanket. Once I give you that money, I can't dictate what you do with that money. You want to go get some liquor? You want to go get a 6-pack? That's your business.
And the nerve of the government to pretend like they care about the health of your kids. Like, you're not buying healthy enough things for your kids. When if you cared about health, well, in America, hospital visits are so expensive. The ambulance is expensive. Everything. I think it's hypocritical and it's just elitist. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah. How did we even get here? What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Something about Trump. Something about this movie that we were reacting to. Cold storage. Yeah. They got a deer.
Oh, Luigi Mangione. That's because that trailer was awful, but Luigi Mangione was what took us there. That's funny.
Mm-hmm. Come to Canada, free healthcare.
It is. It is free in Canada.
You know what people say? But you have to wait in a line. Okay, go start a podcast. I'm sure before the end of the podcast, you'll be dealt with and your health will be fine. Like
Who says that? Like Canadians are saying that, or Americans are saying that?
Americans will say that
That's
because they don't want to
insane.
admit they're worse. They want to say, but you have to wait in line, huh? What about the wait times, huh? Okay, so what?
I would wait in line for free healthcare any day. Any day. Free good healthcare? Yeah, any day. You know, as I've obviously gotten older, these are things just never thought about, you know, until adulting became a real thing. You just never thought about. But yeah, no, these are things that I fucking care about, and I want my fucking government to get their shit together.
Just like I want the MCU to get it together. This is coming from Daniel Richmond. Daniel Rickman says, just imagine if Spider-Man Brand New Day ends up making more than Avengers Doomsday. How realistic is it for this movie to make more than this movie?
I think it's very realistic, and I think that's a very good question that he posed. Very good conversation having question he posed, because I think it's very realistic. I think it is. I think it could happen. I think it could happen. I'm not gonna put any bets on it right now, but I think it could happen.
You shouldn't put any bets anymore, Darius.
Oh, no. I'm still going to be betting. Still going to be betting. But I think that it could definitely happen for sure. The hype that is around this movie, did you see the most recent picture of him standing on top of the car? It looked like this is, and I don't want to sound blasphemous, so maybe I shouldn't use the person. I'll use the Beatles. It looks like when the Beatles would show up and you had all these people outside of the cars. Like that's the star power Spider-Man has. It's star power. It's not even, it's like Captain America. Somebody dresses up as Captain America, Steve Rogers, or if Chris Evans himself was to walk out on the street as Captain America, I don't think it's the same star power that Spider-Man has. And yes, I'm saying Spider-Man, not Tom Holland, because that's what the people in fucking wherever they're filming are saying. They're not saying Tom. They're saying, oh my God, it's Spider-Man.
Zendaya's family doesn't say Tom.
Yeah. So I think that it's a very real possibility. Like I said, that most recent picture is insane.
But Brand New Day is going to release in July. Great month for movies. Releasing in the Christmas season for Avengers is going to be the reason why Avengers wins this little fake battle, which is not realistic. Avengers will make way more than Spider-Man.
I don't think you can say it's not realistic. What did No Way Home make, and what did Endgame make?
No Way Home, the Christmas release, 1.9.
The Christmas release, yeah. Okay, and what did Endgame make?
2.9.
So it made $1 billion more.
Yes.
But again, different era of Marvel as well. Endgame is not the same era of Marvel that we are currently in. At that time, Marvel had the world in the palm of their hand, and they could spit if they wanted to, and we'd gobble it up. So we are not in that same era any longer. Spider-Man doesn't have an era of, oh, no one's going to go watch Spider-Man. People are always going to go see Spider-Man. I don't think it's realistic to say, oh, it's not even realistic for that to even be a thing.
That's what I said. It's not realistic.
No, it's definitely realistic. It's definitely realistic. Again, the star power this boy has when he puts on that suit is ridiculous. I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's worse he's filming, Glockstone, wherever the hell. I don't know if you've been paying attention. That shit's crazy. They're acting, and I wasn't going to use it because I was going to call it blasphemy, but they're acting like he is Michael Joseph Jackson, the way he's up there on the car waving at people, and they're going insane. Insane.
Because nothing ever happens in Glasgow.
No, man, stop it. It's because he is Spider-Man. Okay, so then explain the internet hype then, the people that aren't there.
It's interesting. Look, he's definitely generating hype. Avengers is more hype filled. They just are doing it in a warehouse in Atlanta where you can't get the let me wave
Okay,
at the fans.
I don't agree. People have been talking. We've known that they've been filming Avengers Doomsday, and yeah, people are talking about it. But they talk about it when one of the scoopers share, like, "Oh, this person's on set," or "Oh, this person's going to be there," or if one of the trades share something about what's going on set. Outside of that, there are no individual people like, "Oh my God, Avengers Doomsday." No one's doing that. Like, that's just not happening. With Spider-Man, it's happening. It's happening.
Oh. All right, Darius. It's going to be a close battle. Let's see who wins, the Christmas release or the one in July. And look, he's got his Nolan movie, right? Tom Holland's going to be a little bit more famouser. People who watch Nolan, they know that's film crowd, are going to go, "Oh, this is the same actor. Let me give him a chance." And that'll be more viewers for Brand New Day. When's his Nolan movie come out? Well, Odyssey, yeah. When does that
I think
come
it's
out?
a month before Spider-Man. Dwayne said, I agree, because I don't believe putting all these characters together for Avengers is going to work as well this time. Different era. You know, who said it? It was James Gunn that said it, and I agree with him. We are out of the era where you can put characters that audiences have never seen together on screen and expect people to shit their pants. We're not in that era anymore. We're just not. We're not. It's cool Bernthal's in Spider-Man, but the main attraction, Spider-Man. It's cool Hulk's in Spider-Man too. Shang-Chi and Sam showing up. Okay.
The movies are 2 weeks apart. Odyssey is July 17, and then Brand New Day is supposed to be July 31.
There you go. And like Torian said, Bernthal is also in Odyssey, and then they will both be teaming up again to do Spider-Man. So during that press, the press tour for Spider-Man is going to even more so elevate that hype. Once Tom releases whatever vlog he's doing, that's probably going to release even more of the hype. Once they start teasing who the actual villains are and this and that, that's going to elevate the hype.
Villains are going to help elevate the hype for Brand New Day, but not for Avengers?
We know who the villains are. Dr. fucking Doom, RDJ. You revealed that at SDC, and you didn't go as well as you thought it was going to go because the fandom was really split on it and are still split on it.
All it takes is for me to see a trailer where on this left side of the screen is an X-Men and the right side has an Avenger, and
that's
they go,
my argument.
"Who are you?"
That's my argument. I said that to you and Marcus, and you both still disagreed with me. I said RDJ turning around, shushing the camera, hyped everyone up. And I also said once they drop that trailer, everybody's saying, "Where's Doom been?" No one's going to give a fuck where he's been. This is going to be amazing. So that's my argument. You all disagreed with me when I said that.
What were you addressing that I just said right now? I said having an X-Men on this side of the screen looking at an Avenger will be hype. Well, why did you say what you just said to retort?
Because I said that my argument was RDJ being in there and being in the film with them, him being having the X-Men, having the Avengers, all that is still going to hype up the film, and even him turning around, shushing the people, all that, people are still hyped for it. But I don't think we're in the era where you can put people on screen that we've not seen before on screen together and people be like, "Yo, that's so dope." Like, we're just past that. Again, not saying Avengers Doomsday is not going to do what it's going to do, but I don't think we can disqualify Brand New Day as a contender.
Without the big, which Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, without the hype, without all that good stuff, it wouldn't have made $1.9 billion the first time, right? And this is not going to have the same energy as 1.9. If you talk to a studio head right now and they're being honest, you give them some truth serum, they would say, "We don't think Spider-Man is going to do 1.9 like it did last time, but we are expecting 1.4, like Deadpool Wolverine made 1.3. We think we can repeat that July success." That's what they'll tell you.
And who are these studio heads? Sony?
And no, I did not read. Yes, it's Sony or Kevin Feige. I did not read Odyssey in school. No.
I did. Yeah, I've addressed that before. I went to a Greek mythology summer camp. We learned about the Odyssey. The summer before, I went to a Egypt one. But yeah, it was, learned about the Odyssey.
Were the instructors Greek and Egyptian?
They were not. Now on Doomsday, what was I saying before you read that? Yeah, we're not in that the studio. So because Sony, the failed Sony that tried to give you a Sony universe with Spider-Man's villains, is telling you we don't think that we can repeat that success. I don't think Sony would say that. Sony themselves was trying to repeat that success by making another multiversal film. And your argument is going to be, well, yeah, that's the point. They're wanting to bring back Toby and Andrew. You don't need Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield to make $1 billion. It's not Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield that make the $1 billion. It is Spider-Man. The point that I've used was the example from earlier. They're not screaming Tom Holland. They're screaming Spider-Man. When he passes by, they're not saying, oh my God, it's Tom Holland. They're saying, oh my God, it's Spider-Man. The name, the argument you tried to use with Superman, alone for Spider-Man does put asses in seats.
Thank you for your input. Chat says Brand New Day needs to do good. Doomsday as much momentum as possible. Once that trailer drops for Doomsday, it will be Infinity War energy out here all over again. Stamp it.
I agree.
Doomsday needs as much hype as possible. The Spider-Verse movies made Sony a bunch of money.
They did indeed. Because it's Spider-Man.
In a way, the first movie only was in the 300 millions. The second movie got them 600 millions. You would have to say that merchandise is how Sony made money, but Sony doesn't have merchandise rights. Marvel does. They didn't make that much money off the first movie.
Yeah, that and then they re-released No Way Home on $2 day. And then it did numbers on a re-release on a weekend. I think you're underestimating Spider-Man.
If the estimation is making more money than Avengers, yes, I'm underestimating.
Yeah, you're underestimating Spider-Man.
I can't believe you feel this passionate about Tom Holland Spider-Man, about this character. And I mean, you have every right to, but it's not happening. You would think by now they'd be like, oh, you know what? Schumacher might know a little something about box office. And I say they, I mean you and Marcus. But
no.
Know what?
No, I don't think that you know something about box office because, I mean, if I'm looking, maybe I would if I'm looking at the history of our different debates outside of box office and you had more W's than I had, but you have more L's than I have in our and that's I think that's chat approved. That is chat approved. I think just from our debates on stream
about box office.
What's the quote that
you said not box office, and I'm talking about box office. So if I
talking
debated you
no,
about
no, because
Game of Thrones,
it's not as if we talk about box office debates all the time like that. Anyway, the biggest debate we've ever had in box office was Superman and Fantastic Four. I'm talking about in the history of our arguments and debates.
Yeah.
What is it that they say in Wolf of Wall Street? I ask people to judge me by my L's because I have so few.
Yeah,
I have so few. So please judge me by my losers.
Judge me by my L's.
Judge me by my losers because I have so few.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you to judge me by my L's. Every time we've ever talked about a box office, I've been 100% correct.
Well, we've only talked about box office in a debating form once. Fantastic Four and Superman.
But that's incredibly relevant to the Spider-Man Avengers box office debate.
It is. But I don't think that you can say what the statement that you made about, well, you might want to not make bets with me because typically I'm right. You were right once. Typically I'm right. Again, in the list of our debates.
Appreciate you, Xavier. He flat out said no. Brother Stark's here. He says, I don't even like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and I'd rather see his solo movie over anything else they did this year.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can.
They have the games. Sony has the games, really? It's on PlayStation, right? Oh, okay. They got the games. Good for them.
Thank
How
you,
do you
Brother
think so?
Spark, for helping prove my point. And you're not alone in that. That's probably mass people. People.
You'll be wrong in a year and 4 months when Doomsday comes out, and it makes everything that Spider-Man made in its second weekend. How do you think Sony will handle live action Miles Morales, considering how they did their own trash verse? I think Miles Morales is good. The creators are not involved with the rest of it, so I don't think there will be any like effect at all when it comes to that. They'll keep the same creators. They'll say, "Oh, you know what? You were good with animation. You are going to be consulting the live action Miles."
Maybe you're talking about Lord and Miller.
Them.
Is Lord and Miller not doing the live action Nicolas Cage deal? And weren't they having issues with Sony with that? They were wanting more money. They were wanting this and this and that. They were needing this, and Sony kept shooting them down.
Okay.
So I don't know if their experience is anything to now. Maybe the show does really well and they make a lot of money from it, and then Sony's like, "Hey, let's throw some more zeros on the end of that and get you to come back." Maybe they do, but if they're going off of the pre-existing relationship, I don't know that they do come back. You're muted again.
I said too bad, but there's other directors that are not Lord and Miller. There's Peter Ramsey, I think is a name there. They had like 6 of them for Spider-Verse. And there's enough names and people that they can consult with to usher in a proper Spider-Man live action. They call Brian Michael Bendis. He's not doing anything. Spider-Man game did numbers. I doubt they'll do that. Now they won't do that. I know they won't do. I have my doubts too that they'll call the producers of the Spider-Verse animation and say, "You guys are good with Miles. Help."
Yeah, it did do that. I forget about the video. Yeah, it's not clocking to you that Spider-Man stands on business, is it? It's not clocking to you that Spider-Man stands on business.
I gave you the Spider-Man game over the Avengers game. Much more enjoyable gameplay. I'm sure it made more money too because it's word of mouth. Yes, Insomniac killed it with the Spider-Man game, and Avengers sucked.
Spider-Man.
If Cartoon Miles shows up in the Secret Wars, Darius is always right. Oh, like the Space Jam.
I hope not. Jesus, I don't want to be right on that one.
Space Jam. I'm Miles Morales. It's okay. Look, I'm Spider-Man. Whoa.
You. Because I already didn't like when it was live action Aaron Davis and Across the Spider-Verse. I didn't like it was live action Toby. I was like, oh, I hope I'm not right. I was like, please don't do it. Please don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's they're even doing let me
Did we do this? Xochitl Gomez on early talk Teen Titans movie?
It was yesterday, but I don't think we went into really anything on it.
Well,
I mean, James Gunn says any rumors you've heard, even though this is coming from Hollywood Reporter, that it's not true.
He didn't say that really. He said, okay, no. He said those words, but he said that to make you believe nothing. No, don't believe any of this stuff. Nothing you heard is true. No, James, we're asking you if this is specifically true. Nothing you heard is true. So then it is true, but it's not the way I heard? Is that what you're trying to tell me, James? See how clever he was at shooting down all of them yesterday on Threads? None of these rumors are true. Nothing's gotten out. Only 5 people know. Okay, James, just tell me that it's false, that you're not working on Teen Titans. He didn't say that.
Well, maybe she is in Teen Titans. Who's she playing? Raven?
Azarath Metrion Zinthos. What happened?
Give her orange hair. She playing Starfire.
Give her orange hair?
Who is she playing? I mean, those are the 2 girls in the group.
So she finally gets another premiere of her own to go to now. Bless her. Yeah, she's at every Marvel premiere. Haven't seen what's her character's name? Punching Star.
America Chavez.
We haven't seen America Chavez since 2022 in May. Doctor Strange. It's been 3 years. Marvel, get it together.
Yep, I haven't seen her. But also, who's looking? Are you looking for America Chavez?
Just it's interesting because she has a multiversal power, and this is that world. This is that phase. Like she could probably find Monica Rambeau Photon.
Exactly. She's going to do all of those things in Doomsday. She'll be back, and that time that we hadn't spent with her since 2022, I guess that we're missing. She'll punch stars and find universes and all that in Doomsday.
Okay, so Captain Marvel's going to be on one of her calls. She'll be talking to Wong, and he'll say, we have someone who might be able to help with that. And that's how we get into her finding universes, finding where Monica went, bumping into Doctor Doom, bumping into the X-Men. This is crazy. This is a good movie, bro. Doomsday? What? This is going to be a fun adventure.
I agree, Mr. Moodle.
I'm not interested in her character. I'm interested in what she does in this phase. And then she'll be never allowed to punch again.
She's going to punch holes and find... She is the MacGuffin. She's going to punch a hole. Hey! That was easy. There's Monica.
Sure, he's going to be like, can you find my brother? Nah, it doesn't go there.
It doesn't go there.
We don't. Maybe my left hand? Maybe? No. Still dead.
It doesn't go there. It's
sure he's going to be like, Franklin Richards can resurrect dead people? Well, take him to this coffin. And then Franklin will say, nah, it doesn't work. It's out.
Oh, shit. It doesn't go there. It's funny as fuck.
Can't find T'Challa. But I can make Tucson older. Doctor Strange come with the time stone. Look, he's older now. There, you got T'Challa.
That shit is funny. He said it doesn't go there.
They just don't. She needs to upgrade. She needs more time in Kamartaj.
Oh, funny. Okay. Yes, well, she'll do that. She'll punch hearts and stars and Doomsday and Secret Wars. I'm sure from what the remember the little plot leak we read, she's one of the major pieces Doom's after. He needs her power to be able to just to different realities, like Wanda. He needs Wanda because she can create realities. And he needs Loki because he is holding together reality.
He needs an expensive cast.
It is. It is.
What's this on the side that you were trying to show me? It looks like Spider-Man?
Yeah, that just adding to my point. They're doing Lego fucking recreates of images from the set. All right. So the Spider-Man hype, the Spider-Man craze, the Spider-Man fandom, it's pretty wild.
It exists. It's out here.
And they are out here doing the damn thing.
Doom just collecting people's stones. Franklin, Loki, Wanda, Chavez. He ain't slick. People are the stones. That's the new multiversal gauntlet. He's gonna have a tattoo of everyone.
Remember, anchor beings.
Anchor beings.
Anchor beings.
Logan was the anchor being for all the X-Men movies, right? Logan.
He's the anchor being of the reality that, well, actually, I don't know that for sure. I don't know. No, because he damn sure wasn't the anchor being of his reality. of the Logan we spent time with in Daredevil Deadpool wasn't the anchor being of his reality.
I'm happy though to hear that anchor being something they invented last year will be used in another movie next year. Like that's kind of the continuity that I ask for. Marvel, continue things.
Yeah. I'm just I could just imagine, like, it's like, boom, we got Monica, and then Shuri's like, oh, can you help me find my brother? No, it doesn't go there.
It would be so useful.
It doesn't go there.
Killmonger will come out. Let me try again. Psh, it's their dad. Okay, one more try. Ugh. The sound
Where
effect.
is there?
Spider-Man and Batman are characters that will always generate hype. Yeah. I need anchor being to never be spoken of again in the MCU. The premise is complete BS and I loathe it.
I don't blame him.
It's a MacGuffin. It'll serve its purpose and we'll never hear about it after Doomsday and Secret Wars. Why can't they be anchor objects? Why they always got to be anchor beings?
Because then they just become Horcruxes.
Oh, so they got to be beings. Some Horcruxes were items, like the snake, the basilisk. Wasn't that a Horcrux?
That is an item. It's a living thing.
It's a living item. Okay, so he should go after Galactus too. He could be his Power Stone, quote unquote. Just finding Galactus in the vacuum of space. You're useful. Yeah, I can see Galactus showing up in Secret Wars.
I would hope so.
Girl, my name is America Chavez. I can't save no Africans. This anchor being stuff doesn't make sense. Like their concept of the multiverse. Spider-Verse films did a better job with the multiverse. He was the anchor being for the world. Logan, right? He didn't help because he let all the X-Men die. And then he becomes a new anchor being for Deadpool's universe. Ooh. I don't like that. Nope. You can't just be another anchor being outside of your own world, your own universe. If depressed Logan that Hugh Jackman was playing in this last movie gets to be an anchor being for someone else, nah.
He's not depressed anymore. He's found a family.
Still.
He's happy. Back with X-23. Well, he didn't know her, but she knew him. So in his universe, they were the X-Men, like they had the comic accurate uniforms. They knew the Avengers. He said, fuck the Avengers.
Where's that universe? Can I find that one where the X-Men interact with the Avengers? Can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. It just depends who's writing the story. I can wait. I think, if Feige is still the president in 2 years, his movies and everything he's got in development for 2028, which is the Black Panther movie, an X-Men movie, and I think a Blade movie, so he says. I'm kind of like, ooh, Kevin Feige, I'm down on you. I don't want that you're going to have input on these movies, but fine, after that, what are the X-Men doing? After that, what is Thor doing? After that, Doctor Strange. After that, I want to see the post-Feige Marvel world. He was fine for his beginning. He was fine when he started. He has proven to me, and his unwillingness to connect TV shows to movies, and he's proven to me now he's the wrong guy for the job. So I'm finished with him.
Feige.
You're still with him? You think you haven't given up on Feige yet?
Oh no, I won't say I've given up on him as far as his ability to produce and do certain things. I've given up on him as far as my believing in him as a president, believing in him as especially with the Kang actor comment. I think that was really the straw that broke the camel's back. Especially, and the reason I say that is because I went on this before. I said this the day we talked about this, because you put your eggs in that basket. No one held a gun up to Kevin Feige or Marvel's head and said, you better put all your eggs in Jonathan Majors' basket. You did that. After you saw the performance that he gave for the Loki finale as He Who Remains, your jaws dropped and you were like,
Mhm.
oh God, we didn't know what villain we were going to use going forward. But after seeing Jonathan Majors' brilliant performance, we know Kang's the way forward. So then you put all your eggs in Kang. You were the one in that featurette for Loki season 2 saying how amazing Jonathan Majors is, and you can't wait to roll him out and for the world to see his performance in Quantum Mania and X, Y, and Z. So for you to then, months later, years later, to then say the Kang actor because you want to disassociate yourself with a what I believe to be a flawed verdict, fuck you. So yeah, I've distanced myself from Kevin Feige.
It's just who gets the job next. I know Jon Favreau's friends with Kevin Feige, or I think they're good coworkers. I don't think that you would fire Feige and bring Favreau. Favreau might have too much integrity. He might be like, nah, you can't just no, you can't do that. Fire him first, maybe. Take a couple years and then use me as a producer. But don't like have a behind his back phone call with me expecting me to play along. Like I'm not gonna text Kevin right after the phone call. I think just Favreau has too much integrity, but he is the guy. He's leaving Star Wars. Disney liked to keep him in house because if he's not working with Disney, he'd be working with another studio, and that would be competition. I think you keep Jon Favreau around and give it to him. That's probably the best option. Not Taika. James Gunn is taken. Ryan Coogler, I don't want doing not because of the T'Challa thing. I just want him doing independent and like launching new IP. So I don't want his time occupied with this.
He doesn't want to either.
So then who would be the next guy? Like I don't know anything about Louis D'Esposito, but he's been in the Under the Umbrella.
They're going to give it to Winterbaum. We all know that one. It was Nate. Nate was next in line, but he fell from grace. So it's now Winterbaum. Now, if Winterbaum keeps his shit tight, doesn't fall from grace like Nate, and deliver a major death that you think would be cathartic, then his place is cemented in the future of Marvel.
Okay. One thing stands out for Winterbaum. He said Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man was going to be canon, but we decided there's so much more things we can do when it's not canon. And that was worrisome to me. But that's also not up to him, right? He's got to collaborate with Sony. He's got to collaborate with Kevin Feige. So I can probably give him a pass there. I'll have to see more from Winterbaum. But what I want is connectivity and your ability. Show me your ability to connect, to build, storytell. And Brad Winterbaum, you're my guy.
The only problem I have with Winterbaum is he is we don't really see him and Feige together much. I've never really seen them like hanging out, talking. I don't want to say hanging out like out and about, but like in pictures on red carpets, blue carpets, whatever fucking color carpet might be. I've never seen them on together talking about or doing anything like that. So I don't know how I'm sure they might be close. They work together. I don't know, bro. But my only problem is if he does come in, is it going to just be more of, okay, Feige's leaving, he's passing me the baton, I'm picking up the baton where he left off, and we are going to continue to run that tight ship that Feige envisioned.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's that, then, well, buckle up.
Brad Winderbaum probably would like invest in his TV characters. Like I didn't do Moon Knight or I didn't do these other shows for nothing. Was he there for Moon Knight? Maybe it's too early. But I didn't do Ms. Marvel. I don't
remember hearing Winderbaum really start talking until around, was it the Ms. Marvel time? Was that when he really started like, yeah, because Ms. Marvel, what was that?
21, 22? Secret Invasion was 2024. No,
it was around that time after the press and after all the stuff had died down for 2023. Yes, because that's when Nate was. Everybody was like, "Hey, have you seen this man? Where's Nate been? He hasn't given no quotes, nothing." That was that internal shit they were doing where it's like, "Hey, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the fuck out of here." And they ushered in Winderbaum, and that's when he's like, "Hey," and we started seeing his face more. And I remember saying, "Who is this? Who the fuck? Who is he? He's talking a lot lately." So yeah, he's probably in line to take over.
His movies or TV shows that he contributed to were these: Secret Invasion, Loki season 2, Echo, Agatha All Along. So if you're a WandaVision, if you're a fan of Wiccan and Speed, you might get those characters. He did Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Daredevil Born Again. This is his era. Ironheart. we might actually see more Mephisto and more Riri Williams. He's going to be doing Marvel Zombies, Wonder Man. He's going to be really behind Vision Quest. They've got slop. So I wouldn't like to see the stuff he worked so hard on, like Ironheart.
I can't call Vision Quest slop. We get Ultron. We're getting Vision back. Potentially. Miss Maximoff. We're getting to see Speed. And all of this leads into, I'm assuming, Doomsday. Now, I know everybody doesn't care like I do. I'm invested in the Maximoff story and the family from WandaVision, and I really care for that character in the MCU and that family in the MCU. So I know everybody's not as high on it as I am. But, and I wasn't even up to the lead up to Agatha as things started coming out and changing. But as you sit down and watch Agatha's not like, it's not bad. It's not, I wouldn't say it's the best thing. But it's not bad. I just like it because, again, Wiccan connections to Wanda.
I hear you. Marvel. Some Michael Nemo says, slop confirmed. Star Wars doesn't look like it's going to be sloppy the next year. I think next year is going to be solid. Coming up with Darth Maul's Shadows, that's going to be cool. The Mandalorian movie should be good, if not good, really good. We should have... What else is Star Wars doing? But they only have those two things, right? Visions.
Starfighter.
Oh, yeah, that's 2 years from now, Starfighter. So
I thought that was 2026. Is it 2 years from now?
Yeah, it's 2026. Excuse me. 26 is Mandalorian Grogu. 27.
Okay. Okay.
But look, this has a better, brighter future. Less like flop, less things we're not interested in. Marvel still got to get out their stupid little Wonder Man series and other Daredevil, that won't connect to much. Where John Bernthal will be cast as Punisher, but it won't connect with the Spider-Man Punisher.
I actually am very interested in that presentation, especially if it's going to be rated R. I mean, Punisher, just as in general, is a great character. Frank Castle is a great character. So when you get Frank, you're going to get a lot of that, gritty level, street level violence and like the scene that where him hitting the people with the bat and stuff. It looked like New York was on fire from the stuff they were filming for the presentation. So that one I'm actually interested in. Cornelia said, how did you become such a big Wanda fan? Honestly, it was WandaVision. I mean, I really like Wanda in the comics, especially House of M. When Wanda does, I like crazy villains. Maybe that's why the Joker is my all-time favorite villain. I like when villains have lunacy to them, when they have a little crazy attached to them, and Wanda has a little crazy attached to her. She at any time can freak the fuck out and change comic history. And so I love Wanda, and then the approach they took with her in WandaVision, it was especially seeing the end for me, that post-credit scene, or not post-credit scene, the ending scene in WandaVision, when she is astral projecting herself in that cabin, and
she's reading
the book, and you hear, "Mom, help us, help us." And that look she gives, I was like, oh my God, she's so crazy. I love that shit. Love it. So yeah. Love me some Wanda. Wanda and Vision. I love their relationship.
Okay. We might see it in Vision Quest, but no guarantees.
No guarantees. But we get Ultron back. Now him in a human form.
Vision Quest is 8 episodes. The showrunner is named Terry Matalis. And this showrunner was responsible for season 3 of Star Trek Enterprise. Terra Nova, Nikita. You know these things? 12 Monkeys.
No.
Blood Drive. What are these? MacGyver.
Star Trek Picard.
Oh, Star Trek Picard. Yeah, everyone likes that. And then we got, that's it. He's just a TV guy. He doesn't have anything in films. But Star Trek Picard is like cool. He's a co-showrunner, writer, director. I've heard so much good things about Star Trek Picard. So I'm happy for him.
Yes, James Spader is returning. That is confirmed by the Hollywood trades not just the Scoopers, but it was confirmed by the Scoopers before the trades. But yes, he is returning as Ultron, and he will be in his human form. I don't like.
That's just TV budget stuff.
I know, but it's like, damn, you're bringing back Ultron. He's in a human form, and why is he in a human form?
He'd be like, I'm so advanced. You see this? Look, I'm gonna transform to a human.
And I bet it's obviously Spader. You're not just gonna bring him back to voice act and have somebody mouth, So he's definitely, I'm sure it's Spader.
Yeah, it will be Spader. Cool stream. Great talking about Game of Thrones and going back and forth on that. That was nice. We covered the Thor stuff and then Chris Hemsworth. We covered some Star Wars and Matt Smith and what he'll do with the clone version of Palpatine, which is probably what he's going to be playing, but he never confirmed it. But what else could it be? He looks just like a clone Palpatine. And then we covered some Spider-Man stuff. We talked a little bit about the Him movie trailer and whatever Liam Neeson Cold Storage movie trailer. We're not feeling both of those. That was the morning report for you. If something broke in the last little while, I'm gonna scroll my feed and make sure.
I sent you these aren't breaking things, but I sent you 2 things in the chat.
When?
Not too long ago.
I see it, yeah.
How do you say his name? Manny what? The dude from Acolyte. Anyway, he's talking about Acolyte. He said, I would love to run it back. I love that character, that franchise, that team. If the fans want it, I'm down and ready to go. Stop talking about it. The fans don't want it. It's like a very, 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 very small fraction of people that want it. You, your wife, and the other 12 people online. No one wants Acolyte. No one. No one wants the Acolyte. There are probably people in here that like the Acolyte, and you might be a part of that 12. The Acolyte is terrible. God-awful. More Disney terrible shit. They're talking about Wicked Part 2, Elphaba. Our the newest Jesus on the Broadway stage, Cynthia Erivo, who looked more like what I agreed with people saying a fallen angel, demon, Smeagol. I don't know what her and Adam Lambert were up there doing, but cut it. Cut that shit.
The power of many.
They're talking about Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba and Wicked 2. Release date November 21st. The poster for her and Glinda. That's really it. Besides those things that I sent to you, that's it. Oh, that is a good picture of him swinging on set. That's dope.
Okay, why'd you send me a picture of him and they're talking about his private part?
Because that is John. That's a video. Play that video.
This doubles. You know what? I want to say this too about this picture. This picture right here. You know exactly where the light source is if you look at his junk. If you look at his junk, you can see exactly. I just want to just reemphasize that for everybody. This doubles down that you know exactly where the light source is coming from if you look at his junk. Just want to throw that out there. Anyway, please continue.
It's enlightening.
It's enlightening. You know what? I want.
So that's
John's
a joke.
doing
That's
it
a joke
again.
based. Yeah, because during the No Way Home thing, he was trying to say, look at the shadows. You can tell there's another Spider-Man standing next to him because of the shadow around his private. Like there was a thing from 2 years ago, right? That's a callback joke. He doesn't actually. What was he going for there?
Maybe it was a joke, or maybe he really is serious. Look at the lighting. He was serious the first time he said it. Maybe it is a joke. I don't know. But he's doing it again. Doing it again.
Okay.
And the last 2 things I sent, it was Joseph Quinn and Spider-Man.
Okay, I got the Spider-Man open. Wrong button. Here. You
Now
you do that in a movie, bro, with the music? What?
They did this again, so just to give you more perspective on the debate from earlier on why Spider-Man is so hype. This is somebody that made that based off of the photo videos, the behind the scenes videos that they're doing for Spider-Man right now. That is just footage that they went in and kind of animated and judged up a little bit. No one's doing that for Avengers Doomsday.
Oh, you know what? You're right, bro. What was I thinking? Avengers Doomsday is gonna make $1 billion more than Spider-Man. It'll be Doom for Doomsday.
And Joseph Quinn talked about Doomsday in the last thing. He was just talking about spoilers and what he can and cannot say.
We had the solace of the other 3 actors on Fantastic Four, and it felt very contained. And the fact that we were all new to it, that made for it to feel, it just felt like a very personal and a special experience. Not to say that Avengers isn't a special experience, but it's just you're dealing with seasoned professionals that have been doing this for ages. So it's very kind of, it's encouraging and reassuring to kind of know these characters. I've seen Thor in films. I've seen lots of people who maybe I can't mention in films.
Oh, okay. I thought he just forgot the name of all the characters, but he was just like, I don't want to mention them.
Films, and to be alongside them is very exciting. Oh, spoilers, scary. We had the.
That was close.
It is close. My Alex over the Cosmic Circus says that Viper and Silver Samurai reportedly could be the main villains for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Viper and Silver Samurai.
Pull up Viper. I know who the Silver Samurai is, but not the Viper. We have a super chat to get to.
That doesn't seem right.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get it.
We got money on my mind. Money on my mind. Michael Nemo, $5. Trek Picard is dog shit, except for Terry's season 3 of it. Seen as the only real Trek since 2005, Terry only did season 3. You're so passionate about Star Trek, you have to say this. Is Star Trek and Picard, they haven't had any real Star Trek since 2005? Like, that's 20 years ago. What about those J.J. Abrams movies? That's actually like worse than Star Wars, because we can say Star Wars had a good movie in like 2005, Revenge of the Sith, but also Rogue One was pretty cool. I wasn't mad at Force Awakens when it came out, but now I can't stand anything. I like Mandalorian. There's been good Star Wars in between some of the garbage. Star Trek though, Terry only did season 3. Well, was season 3 good? Terry season 3 was good, so we will expect a good Vision Quest. He said, nah, it's a different timeline. Oh. Is it like Zelda where there's like 3 different strands of story you can tell if Hyrule was flooded and if it wasn't flooded? Is it like that? There's 3 timelines? How many timelines in Star Trek have they done? And what's the real one? What's the one from way back when with Nichelle Nichols, is it? What's the one with William Shatner? What's that timeline? Does that ever get expanded on? Do they just recast and they use the characters again? How many timelines are there? A villain changed to the past. Just like Zelda. Discovery was decent, and I'm not a Trekkie. Star Trek Discovery? They haven't missed with WandaVision, Agatha, so Vision could be good. Let me find that Star. I know you want to share yours, but I want to see when Star Trek Discovery was. Television series from 2017. They had 5 seasons. Solid. Now get to your Viper thing.
Oh, I wasn't pulling her up. You can look at it in the chat.
If it doesn't have sound, you can share it.
I don't have it. Let me see.
It's a video. Times it was corrosive saliva.
Well, that's why I had very little enthusiasm when I said Madam Viper, Madam Hydra.
Oh, healing tech. I get it. She fights. Okay. She could be a villain for Spider-Man. You are muted.
Correct me if I'm wrong or help me if I'm wrong. Why are we considering Val to be Madam Hydra in the MCU? Is she? What? And I'm only doing that because I maybe just went down a rabbit hole with this deal. But what? No. I don't think so.
I don't read enough, but I believe the name of Madame Hydra is Valentina Allegra Fontaine de la Sandro. That's her. That Wolverine was decent. I didn't think it was that good of a movie, but it was okay. If you're saying it's decent, that's decent. Sure. Maybe they didn't want to focus on Hydra.
That's not her name.
Poison.
Viper's name is not Allegra de Fontaine.
Is Madame Hydra's real name Val?
Mm-mm. It's Ophelia Sarkinson.
Is Val even a comic book character?
I don't think
Probably.
so.
Something from the 1990s. A SHIELD agent.
Yeah. Old comic here.
Yeah.
Is a fictional character appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics, created, blah, blah, blah. The Nick Fury Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. featured Strange Tales, number 159, August 1967.
67. Super extra ass name. Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Yes, that was the name. But you can just call me Val. She was in Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Miss Allegra de Fontaine. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. Play that. You can hear Hermione's voice. I guess they probably did an extended interview on Good Morning America with the three, Hermione, Harry, and Ron, or Bella Stanton. And she's doing the line. She said it. She said it's Wingardium Leviosa.
I'm Arabella, and I'm playing young Hermione Granger. It's Wingardium Leviosa. Make the Gar nice and long. I'm Arabella, and
Not Leviosa. I'm sure it's probably an extended interview with all three of them, but they only cut 7 seconds of our Bella Stanton's Good Morning America deal.
I'm confused why she's wearing a headset and reciting this in ADR.
Because she's doing the voice on the book.
Oh, that's why I said Audible on it, right? Audible, the ebook thing. Cool. Good practice, right?
Yeah. Your first look in, first kind of hearing her voice as Hermione. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
That's really good thinking to have your young actors voice over the ebook. That's genius.
Hold on.
Holding. You actually sent me something else on the DM. I'll find it and share it. No, I already shared it. The 90s theme, the Joseph Quinn thing. Disney's CEO, Bob Iger, says Fantastic Four is an important franchise in the MCU following the movie's release, indicating that the studio's desire to produce future sequels. I like this. I do like the vote of confidence. Bob Iger calling it an important franchise. Yeah, what else you got? Like, it's not like, no, don't worry, we got the Thunderbolts. So you don't have that. You kind of don't have Falcon calling himself Captain America. What are the other duds that they've had? Ant-Man. Ant-Man's not getting a third movie or fourth movie. You're slim pickings. And if I want to see somebody return, which is what the point of the MCU is, attached universe, everyone's returning. Let me see the Fantastic Four in 2028. I'll see them in Avengers and Avengers Secret Wars both. And then let me revisit them in 2028 and 2029. Make them integral. Make them like, yo, you guys are going to keep seeing these guys. And there's 4 members, so one might show up on a TV show in New York or a TV show there. It's a good sign. Like, it's a good sign to know that they're behind these characters. Lots of people like their movie. I thought the movie was like entertaining. I just didn't think it was in the same universe. But it was, yeah, it's fine. Like, it's not, there's no problem with these characters. All 4 of them did what they had to do and they executed. So for the CEO to finally say what the statement is, that they're making it seem like they're going to reappear, just everything's up. Yeah. Now, what he's got to do is do what he did with Lilo and Stitch and wait really, really long until it shows up on Disney Plus. That 90-day window is too short. Make it 100 days, make it 200 days, expand it, make people incentivized to see it in the movie theaters. You might actually make a solid 30 million just off of that decision alone. Because people will be like, I got to see this movie. And there'll be a fear of missing out. Or I can't wait until streaming. They take too long to get to streaming. I'll pay. Like, you can make a lot of money from that worldwide. Thor.
Yeah, good.
Better make the Blade movie. Nah. Shake my head. The way Sam only has the ability to talk MFs down. Weak. Boring. That's how Marvel has to do it. Yeah, 3 years. Let me see these characters again. Disney is racist. No, they're not. They're just misunderstood. Disney's racist. They've downgraded all their black characters since they killed T'Challa for no reason.
My camera's fucking frozen.
Did anyone read Bo DeMayo's notes on how he'd punch up the Fantastic Four script? Dude is messy, but that N word can write. Is that all right?
No, I'll have to go read it. Now I'm interested. I'll have to go read it. Yeah, no, Bo's got a very creative mind. Creative mind. But yeah, no, that is it. That is it. I don't see anything else on the... Anything else on today's docket that was talked about of importance?
Something will happen tonight.
Something.
We will not stream tomorrow morning on Thursday. We will stream Pantheon in the evening. That's the plan.
And the only reason we're not streaming tomorrow morning, not because we're doing Pantheon, but because I think we both have something that morning. You have something tomorrow morning, or is it just me? I have something tomorrow morning for sure. So wouldn't be able to make it, but we're here for the Pantheon stream at 8:15 Central Standard Time, 8:15 Eastern Standard Time with Back of the Bus, Marcus. We do our Pantheon stream where we'll talk about basically the same things we talk about now, but there's 3 of us.
And we'll probably bring up Sydney Sweeney's jeans.
I'll be muted on that one.
Oh, I guess we won't bring it up then.
You know what? Something will probably be said to where I'll be forced to come unmuted and rant and then go back into mute. That whole thing is vexing. It's vexing. I wasn't worried about it until they brought Beyonce in, but now that you've brought Beyonce into it, it's vexing.
Oh, well, what's the latest development? Beyonce's part of this conversation?
No, Beyonce, as you know, doesn't reply to shit unless you're talking money. But they're now using Beyonce's Levi campaign as calling her like somebody. I saw some white person say they're trying to steal our like that's that's vexing. They're trying to steal our culture. It's like you motherfuckers are wanting to talk about stealing culture.
Oh, because she does country music.
I
She's stealing white culture.
And because she did a
I got some
Levi's
news.
ad. Yeah, don't. Hey, brother. Like I said, that's why I'll be muted. Don't get me started on the shit. Don't get me started on the shit. That they're going to be shocked with a lot of stuff. They're going to be shocked with their Christianity belief on Judgment Day. They're going to be shocked when they find out where country music really comes from. They're going to be shocked to find out that, hey, you know, cowboy was a derogatory term first, but okay. So anyway. Anyway, 8:15 in Central Standard Time, 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. We will be back here on the Pantheon streams, and you can come and hang out. If you like what you saw today, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come and subscribe, like this video, hit us up on our individual channels. Hope you guys all have a blessed and safe rest of your day. Thanks for coming in. Peace out. See you in the next video.